All right, lads, welcome back to me podcast Cheaper Than Therapy. Mick Thomas here. How are you? Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing, and coming on back. I do appreciate it. Check me out wherever you get your podcasts from, right? Also, you can watch it on YouTube. Head over there, leave a comment if you like it. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you want to do. Let's have some fun with it. Let's be silly. 'Tis 2024 after all. Also, I have another podcast. I don't know when it come out anymore. I don't know if I should even promote it anymore. But the Manxiety Show with my good buddy Corey Brooks. Check that out. Also, come see me live. Look, I have some dates. I'm going to mention them. On Long Island, February 9th, I am out in West Hampton. I'm out there. 28th, 29th, I'm back in New Jersey at Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club. I'm down in March. I'm in Miami. I'm in Florida. I'm in Massachusetts at the MGM. I'm in Laugh Boston, in Boston, of course. I'm down in Philly, and I'm working on something for St. Patrick's Day. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I'm looking for a big show with a good buddy of mine. Maybe looking in the works. Found a new location to reshoot my special. A lot of things coming up. A lot of things happening and changing for the better. So anyway, let's dive in. It is cold today. It's a cold one. It's snowing outside. It is a lovely January day. It has happened. It's finally here. Let's get into it, right? Let's fucking kick off 2024 with a bang. And I'm not talking about the misdirection of the aliens walking around a Miami mall. Oh, here we go again. He's having to go at immigration. No, I'm not talking about the Colombians who come across on a floating door, or the Africans coming up from, or none of that. Not that kind of aliens, or the Mick Thomas aliens. From outer space, Nephilim, if you read the Bible, they're called Nephilim, some people have called them. 1 week into 2024 and we've already got people from other planets, other galaxies, other fucking realms from the Bible. We'll talk about it, I'll get into it in a minute. But what we're talking about, what is finally here, is the famous Jeffrey Epstein list. Everyone's been looking for it. Who's on it? Like, I feel like the Epstein list, like, I kind of, everyone's looking to see who's on it. You can assume it's going to be everybody, right? That was the thing. We assumed it was going to be everybody. I had some friends of mine tell me, like, we're going to have, like, it would be a cool bingo game, wouldn't it? Like Epstein Island bingo game. That someone told me that's what they're going to do. That's fucking hysterical. A bingo game, or like a drinking game. Every time your celebrity shows up on it, you get to take a chug. We were looking to see who was going to be on Epstein's list. Probably the most famous list since Oscar Schindler's List. Different meanings. Oscar Schindler's List was the one he saved hundreds of Jewish people. And Epstein seems to be sinking a lot of Jewish people. And not Jews, non-Jews too. It kind of works hand in hand. It's funny. It is funny. But let's have a look at the list, right? So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Jeffrey Epstein, if you're living under a rock, right? Because Jeffrey Epstein was known for having these underage girls there. And it was allegedly, you have to say allegedly nowadays, if not, YouTube will take my shit down. So allegedly, these people flew down to Epstein Island, had sex with these underage people, these minors, right? Let's call them, if they're underage. Underage is a fancy way of saying children, right? So these people will come down, have sex with children, and then leave. Now, that's the main rumor of it, right? Let's be realistic. Maybe people just flew down. I hear it's a good time. Let me go down. Or maybe some of the people that are on the list, maybe they flew down to perform, right? That's possible. I have performed in weird places, at weird private parties. Do you know, one time I was asked out to the Hamptons, and they gave me $5,000. And they go, we want you to do a house party. I go, I'd love to do that. Love to. $5,000, you got it, right? I was doing comedy maybe 6 years. It's a lot of money for a guy in comedy 6 years to be offered $5,000 to do a half an hour of stand-up comedy. And I'm expecting to go out and it'll be this, they'll have a nice stage, a little microphone, and there'll be all these seats in the, whatever, because it's the Hamptons. They were eating dinner. There was like 10 people around a dinner table. And I would stand at the head of the table and they were like, go on. And they're just eating veal and whatever fucking things, and someone would come in, like a waiter or a server, and they would take off the platters, and I'm doing my thing, my material, and they're like, okay, yes, delightfully funny, yes, I do, yes, it is true that we do that, right? All of that right? So maybe there are people that flew down to Epstein's Island just to do that, right? So I have to be fair on that point when you see the list. Not everybody, not your favorite musician was flown down to do a bit of kiddie fiddling, right? So there is that case. Let's go in with an open mind. But let's get into it. Let's get into the list, shall we? And here's the thing. They've only released some of the list. You know what I mean? I think, not to be all conspiracy theory on this, but I feel they have listed enough people just to keep you happy, right? If there's a few breadcrumbs, that'll keep them happy while we just still do our fuckery over here. What kind of fuckery could you be talking about, Mick? I don't know. Bunch of people, Joe Biden, our president included, building $200 million bunkers. Okay, whatever. Here's the Epstein list. Look at that over here. Sleight of the hand. Quick, keep digging that fucking bunker. I need to get this done by July 8th. That's when the thing is going to happen. But look, people, don't look at what's going on over here. Here's a list of names who could have been doing some fuckery on this island. But anyway, enough about that. Let's get into the list, shall we? Let me see. I didn't edit it. Okay, I didn't. First person on the list, right? And again, I'm only basing it on where I'm reading this from. I didn't click and drag it in a certain order. I don't even think it's is it alphabetical? It is alphabetical. It's not alphabetical, as you can tell. I guess they're going from the biggest ones down. Ghislaine Maxwell, come on. That's not... Why are you putting her on the list? We all know she was the pimp daddy. She was the Mac daddy, right? That was her. Andrew Albert Christian Edwards. Prince Andrew. Just say Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew, right? One of the head honchos of the royal family. The royal family. I do say I will be flying down to the island to have sex with some minors. Maybe in his defence, right? Because he's a bit of a moron. Maybe he's into burly men with lamps on their heads who go dig coal. We don't know. I can't speculate. Anyway, so Prince Andrew's on there. Bill Clinton. I mean, are we? You could have just said that. You would have just said, if you were asked to make your own, your fantasy Epstein list. Right, you know, you call your friends up, you get your hat on backwards. Yo, bro, we got Clinton. Well, of course you got Clinton. Everybody's got Clinton on their fucking sexy, fucking weird, intimate, rapey shit. Everyone's gonna have Bill Clinton's top points. Everyone's gonna want a Bill Clinton. So we're not surprised there. Donald Trump is on there, right? A lot of people are out there going, Donald Trump's not gonna be on that list. He's on there. I'm sorry, it's gonna upset a lot of you people on there who think I'm all right wing and all that kind of stuff. He's on there. Trumpy is on there, guys. Hillary Clinton. Well, Bill ain't gonna go without the missus on every occasion. Do you know what I mean? Every once in a while, she's like, why are you always going to that island once a month and coming back all happy and smiley? What goes on that island? He's like, well, I'll take you down. I'm sure you're gonna see it's very harmless. We play backgammon. We ought to come down. I play a bit of saxophone. We have some fun. Kitty fiddle, and then what was that last part? Some saxophone. No, back up a little bit. Alright, come on down. You'll see it's harmless. Calls ahead to Jeffrey. Oh, the missus coming down. Hide everything. Just fucking sweep that shit under the rug. Right? So that's what Hillary went down there for. Right? I don't think Hillary, and I can't stand the woman, right? And I just don't see her as like someone licking her chops. Yes, bring me another child. I don't see her to be that person. This one's hard. David Copperfield, and here's why it's hard, because once I saw that name, a joke came to my head, and I was like, don't say this joke. If you say this joke, you are a hack, and you will not be able to come back from this. Because you know why? Because by the time this episode comes out, by the time this podcast is released, 150 bad comedians are going to do this joke. You are going to see 700,000 memes with this joke, and it's on the top of my head, and I'm not going to say it. It's so obvious and hacky that you even know that what I'm going to say. I don't even have to say it. So I'm not going to resort to bad comedy and telling you once I saw David Copperfield's name on there. I'm not going to do it. I bet he wished that list disappeared. Motherfucker! What? Again, that's it. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed that I said it. I'm ashamed that I said it. Fuck you, Mick Thomas. Fuck you. You should all hang up this episode. It's terrible. Can't believe I said that. I just couldn't. I can't control myself. It's when you see a button that says do not push. I'm embarrassed. A lot of people aren't going to skip over only because I don't know who they are, right? Based on they're like hedge fund people. And we all know people, these hedge fund people. I know personal people, and they're fucking monsters, right? They're fucking weirdos. Like John Connolly. And like, I'm not going to... list these people. A bunch of lawyers on there, right? Because you're going to expect them to ooze fucking creepiness. Here's a good one. Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, I wonder did that upset anybody? Did that upset you? That didn't really surprise me. Because if it was a musician, I would understand. Well, they probably brought him in. Or maybe he did Shakespeare monologue. But DiCaprio has that reputation, right? That if you're over 24, you're basically a nana. And he ain't dipping his pen into that goo. So I was surprised. I really was surprised to see DiCaprio on there. Will it change my mind about going to see his movies? No, he's a great actor, and it's like, and I'm one of those weird people that doesn't associate your crime with your job, with your talent. Right? You go into a supermarket every day, and someone's on parole because he did a crime. Right, the guy behind the deli counter. Hey man, can I get half a pound of boar's head ham? Sure, I'll get it for you. And he's got an ankle bracelet on. He doesn't, just because he was in jail, doesn't mean that the ham ain't nice. Doesn't go well on a nice sandwich. But whatever, we move on. We move on. Raymore and Flanagan was that? No, that's an advertisement. Sorry about that. Never mind. Raymore and Flanagan's a furniture company. They're having a sale. They're having a sale coming up this weekend. Check it out. That's what it says on my list here. Al Gore. Oh, Al Gore. Al Gore. The man who says we're all fucking up the planet. He's almost as bad as that crying Indian. Remember that commercial years ago where there's the guy drives by and he throws litter out the car and there's an Indian standing and he's just crying because you're wrecking the country. That's Al Gore is more sensitive than the crying Indian. And we're all fucking up the planet and we're ruining everything. Al Gore, holier than thou. Al Gore, who gets nosebleeds from his high horse that he's always on. He was down there. Al Gore. How'd you get down there, Al? I'm sure you rowed a boat, you fucking hypocrite. Right? I'm Al Gore. Right? Was that an impression or did I just say his name? Did you roll your boat, Al Gore? No, you didn't. You didn't. You got on your fucking private jet and you flew down to fucking Epstein's island, right? Like the rest of them. That's what you did. So no more lectures from you. You and Greta Thunberg can fuck off with your lectures about what we're doing to the planet now. This one, out of the whole list, I'm going straight into it. There's more to come, but this one, out of everybody, really shocked me. Really surprised me. And that was Stephen Hawking. Hawkins or Hawking? It says Hawking. I always thought it was Stephen Hawking's. I was telling for now, I'm an idiot. For all these time, for these years, I've been talking about Stephen Hawkins when it's Stephen Hawking. I mean, listen, his brain works great, right? So if his brain works great, his desires must work great. So what, I mean, number one, you can't say we flew, what was he doing there? I'm genuinely asking what would he be doing there because he can't dance. Right? He can't, I mean, is he just do the thing with the chair, just spins around? Is that not dancing? Did you ever go to a party and I got nothing against them. Like, I don't. And you see, like, you go to a wedding or something, or you've seen them at proms, or, you know, you go to a big banquet or something, and there's someone up in a wheelchair on the dance floor, and they're just holding hands up high, like their hand is up high, and their partner's spinning them, you know, in the chair. It's not dancing. It's not dancing, and I understand. You go for it, man. Good luck to you. Have fun. I'm not saying don't have fun, but you're not that. You're doing what you normally do in your chair, except now you got your hand up really high and someone's holding on to it, right? Maybe pop a wheelie, right? 'Cause I'm happy, and that song comes on, Usher, right? Yeah, and you got your wheelchair and you're just like popping wheelies. And he's going to fall. I realise he's been in that for his whole life because look at his no muscle tone in his legs. He's got the legs of a 4-year-old amoeba, right? But anyway, so what's Stephen Hawkins doing down there? What is he doing? I know his nanny used to beat him, right? And he was married, and his stuff works. So maybe he just went down, and maybe these women are more discreet. Maybe Jeffrey's like, come on down, man. I got women who won't say a word. If they do, we're on an island. People fall off rocks all the time. Come on down, Mr. Hawking. Right? Mr. Barack. Ehud. Barak, the former Israeli prime minister. Okay, that makes sense. Not the guy now who's bombing thousands of babies over in Palestine, right? I'm not getting into that one. We know that's a tricky situation. It's an intent. I'm not having that conversation. Here's one. Doesn't surprise me for either reason. Michael Jackson, right? You know what? I loved Michael Jackson. Any one of my friends who grew up with me knew I had posters of him on my wall. I was a big fan of him, of his music and all that, and he's dancing and stuff. And then the kiddie stuff came out, and it was just like, oh boy, Oh boy. So this doesn't. I mean, was he hired to go down and perform? Because I think when Epstein was up and running, Michael Jackson wasn't really singing anymore. So what would he be going down to? Maybe he invited all these. Maybe Jeffrey said, "Listen, Michael, we need you to come down to my island. We have all these elites here, and they all want to learn how to moonwalk." So maybe Michael Jackson just gave a class on moonwalking, right? Maybe that's what he did. He had a bunch of people, like line dancing. Don't break my heart, my egg, break it hard, and everyone's doing the same move. Am I doing it? Am I doing it? No, you're really doing it wrong. You're dropping your hip too low at this part, and then you turn, then you kick, tilt your hat, spin around. All right, you're fucking it up for everybody. So maybe they're all lined up, these billionaires, they want to learn how to moonwalk. I don't know what goes on there. So Michael Jackson was on there. That was a straight. Kevin Spacey, I didn't, and he had that allegation against him, which was dropped. That was a strange one. He wasn't found guilty in 2023, and they ruined his career just by accusing him, right? He couldn't get work for loving or money anywhere. He was on there. This is a good one, and I think this guy needs to burn. This guy needs to really get in trouble. George Lucas. Here's why. Because what George Lucas has done, I don't know if you're following the new Star Wars thing now. What's happening over there with Star Wars, they've given a new, again, just in Disney fashion, and I'm annoyed, man, with Disney. First of all, I don't really put stock in movies. I don't get heartbroken, but I get annoyed about how they handle things, some things. We know I'm a big Disney fan. We've covered this before. So they've given a new director. Well, I think she's from India. Shareem Obiad Chinoy, fucking up the name probably, I don't care. They threw $200 million at her. Go Shareem, make the next Star Wars movie. Here's $200 million. What are you going to do for us? What can we expect? Well, it's all going to be female driven. Right, okay. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? Well, it's about the story of Rey and how Rey comes, and she's a positive role model for. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to highlight that she's a positive female positive, because we had Princess Leia, we had what's her name, Katan, we had the girl with the two things, badass. We had Gina, that you got rid of from The Mandalorian because she sent a tweet that you didn't like. So you've always Padme, played by Natalie Portman. So you've always had powerful women without addressing that you've had powerful women. So why is this one going to be different? Well, this one is, I'm sick of men and I'm going to make them all feel uncomfortable. I would like to make them all uncomfortable. That's your advertisement. That's what you're going to do. You want to make men feel uncomfortable. How about this? Try this on. Call Me Old Fashioned. Now, I know you're only used to making documentaries. You've never, I don't think you've really made a feature film before in your life. That's okay. We all start from somewhere, right? We all start somewhere. This could be your first try. But, hang on. Did my thing just stop recording? No, it didn't. We're still good. Right, so I know you've never done a feature film to this size at all before, but how about this? How about instead of going out to make a man uncomfortable, you just go, I'm going to make a good movie. Why are you telling us? You're out. Did you not learn anything from my podcast, Shareem, with Rachel Ziegler, who just shit all over her, and everyone's like, not going to watch your Snow White movie. Yeah, but it's not coming out for another year. I'm not going to forget it. I'm not going to watch your Snow White movie because you're a fucking bitch. You're a cunt. That's it. I'm not doing it. You're annoying, you're just preachy, I'm not doing it. Now she's out there already. And then she has a counter thing for all the... First of all, Star Wars fans are they're the worst fans. They are the worst fans ever. They get so fucking bent out of shape. Right? Can you imagine if by the way, if a male director came out, and I'm not going to sit here and whine and piss and moan, because I don't care. I'm out with Star Wars. I have been. All the new shows come on. Are you going to watch the new fucking Forces, a fucking peanut butter jar? And no, I'm just done with Star Wars. Too much of it. Too many Star Wars. Rogue One, that's another one. That was a great Star Wars movie. Female lead in it, and nobody gave a shit. Nobody highlighted the fact that it was a female. You just got on with it. You wrote a good story. You made a good movie. Anyway, I don't care. I'm not going to go see your Star Wars. I just not. I'm done with Star Wars movies. But imagine if I had a male director and they go, what's your goal for this movie? I want to make women uncomfortable. Wait, what was it? Yeah, very uncomfortable. Have you ever heard, baby, it's cold outside? Yeah, I want to make it that comfortable where she's trying to leave. And I'm not going to let her, you see. And I'm going to imply that she's not allowed to leave. Okay. What do you mean you want to make women uncomfortable? Well, I'm going to take them out of my boat. And on my boat, nobody can hear you out of my boat. What does that mean? Isn't that going to make a woman uncomfortable? That's what I want to do. I want to make a woman uncomfortable. Well, that guy wouldn't have a job. That guy would be he'd be thrown out of whatever he's into. Give me my money back. Give me my 200 million back. You're not making this move, but I've already spent it on uncomfortable women making gifts. Right? That's what's going to happen. It's going to happen. So that's what this fucking woman's doing. She's like fucking ruining it already. Can we stop with the feminism thing? Can we stop? Again, I think I talked about this on another episode. I'm not going to get into it now, but stop with the over-the-top feminism. I saw a t-shirt the other day. Hey men, be grateful that we only want equality, not revenge. What revenge are you talking about? If we wanted to, this is going to sound harsh, but it's true. Stop with this tough shit, right? Because you have equality. You fucking do. You really do. You think you don't, but you do. You have equality. So don't stop with this revenge thing. If we wanted to, I ain't kidding. If we wanted to, we could have you all tied to a radiator by noon. Stop it, okay? Stop it. Let's just all get along and realize our strengths and weaknesses. Can we please? Let's stop highlighting fucking shit that doesn't need to be highlighted. Anyway, George Lucas, that's why I feel you need to go down for selling off to Disney. And at least when Jim Henson sold off to Disney, he was like, well, for the first 20 years, you can't fuck with it. And they said, okay, you got it. I mean, now they've fucked up the Muppets. Disney did again, but I'll go into that another one. So that's George Lucas. You didn't put that in your clause. Naomi Campbell, that was a weird one. I don't know who Sharon Kutcher is. Bruce Willis. Maybe that's why Bruce Willis has now got this amnesia thing. Or was he got, like, what's the thing where you fucking don't remember shit? Like, so they're putting him on the stand. Mr. Willis, do you remember? No. Yeah, but I haven't finished my sentence. Whatever you're going to ask me, I don't remember. Brain's all gone. Oopsie daisies. Sorry about that. I see dead careers. Huh? That's terrible. That's almost as bad as the David Copperfield joke. Cameron Diaz. Okay. I don't know what Cameron Diaz is doing. Maybe she went down with Leo. That's possible. That is possible. She probably flew with Leo. Okay. I don't know these people. More lawyers, hedge fund people. Chris Tucker. That's a weird one. I don't know why Chris Tucker's on there. And the only reason I know it because he's not famous anymore. His career, isn't he? Like, didn't he fall? And he's entertaining me. I've seen some great. All the Rush Hour movies are hilarious. And I didn't think I didn't think he got. I don't know how he got a ticket. Maybe he was a +1. Don't know. I wasn't expecting him to be that elite. Robert Kennedy Jr. That's a strange one. I kind of thought I was rooting for him in the president election thing. I was kind of rooting for Mr. Kennedy Jr. there. That's a shame. I don't know what's wrong with him. Maybe that's how he lost his voice. Who said that about going down on his wife gave him voice cancer or throat cancer? Michael Douglas. He ain't on there. So anyway, that's a whole list of people I don't know. Some of these people, this, that, the other. Some of these people, their names are on there. They're actually the ones who accused of sexual assault. Some of these people are the minors. Yeah, I think that is it. I mean, again, there's a bunch of people on there that I just don't know. Doctor this, professor that, because we know Epstein used to like to pretend he was a scientist, but he really wasn't. Alfredo Rodriguez, he was a butler. Like, I mean, the butler's obviously going to get it. He's the first to go. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that is it. And there's more people I think that's going to come out, which will be the likes of the cliches, that you've heard for. Yeah, that's it. You've heard of like Tom Hanks was on there and all of that stuff too, right? I don't know who else is going to show up on the list, but also let's look at that. Let's look at the list for a second. Like, I think it is a distraction. Like, I know Jimmy Kimmel is going back and forth with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers said he was on the list, and then all of a sudden Jimmy Kimmel got very defensive. There's a lot of people get defensive on these things. Rightly so, by the way, if you weren't on the list and someone's accused you on the list, because it could potentially put a damage in your career. But I don't think it is. I genuinely think there's no repercussions for any of these things that happened. Right? I don't know I don't know the purpose of the list, only to distract us. Because you know why? Because it's not going to. You're not going to see Leonardo DiCaprio come out in handcuffs now, right? You're not going to see. Stephen Hawking is dead now, but you're not going to see him wheeled, right, to a paddy wagon. You're not going to see, George Lucas on trial. I just don't know the purpose of why you're releasing the list to the public, only to distract us, right? Only to distract us. And like I said, now the conspiracy theorists have already started about what happened in Miami the other night, last night I think it was, the night before. Hundreds of something cop cars were called to a mall. They shut down the airport. people running for their lives, and then there's videos of these grey creatures. Now the videos are always blurry in this day and age. Everything else is crystal clear, but when it comes to aliens, it's always blurry. So it's like, what the fuck you doing, lads? And I was apparently there to stop some bunch of kids who were attacking people with sticks. Now, that's the thing too. Like, no one's ever happy, right? Because when you have you seen these walk-in riots where people walk into stores and they just load up their bags and then they walk off again, and nobody arrests them because they're usually liberal states. Nobody says anything to them, and no cops show up. Like, where the fuck are the cops? And now it goes to Miami where they say this is what happened, and all the cops show up, and now it's just suspicious. It's just weird because you're never going to keep people happy, and I really, really think I'm going to come off the internet for good. I really do. I already have someone who runs my social media. I'm breaking up comedy videos. My dry bar special will be put up on all my pages, Mick Thomas comedy across the board. My dry bar special will be up there in one joke at a time. But I'm not going to be the one that's going to be doing it. And I just think going online is like, and I do have to stay informed of what's going on and what kind of fuckery is going on, but I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to go online to watch these people complain and bitch and argue with flat earthers. I never thought I would argue with a flat earther, but I do. And I just don't think it's a healthy place to be because, I mean, people do uncover stuff and show us things that the government are doing and that kind of stuff. And that's another episode I want to talk about as we go into an election year, about how I'm fucking just done with the government. I truly believe the world is in a mess. The world is broken, damaged because of a bunch of cunts in suits. A bunch of cunts in suits are dictating everything and deciding what we should and shouldn't do, and we fight each other. We're at each other's throats, and we allow it. We allow white people and black people to go at each other. That's the biggest pitch against each other. The left versus the right. Like, one of my best friends is a far, far, far lefty, and he says ridiculous shit, but only when it comes up in conversation. You know what I mean? But I never think of, like, I'm not hanging out with this guy anymore. And I got friends who are far right. Like, I have a friend, and I'm not afraid to say this. I'm not going to mention his name, but I have a friend who was actually in the Capitol of January 6th. Like, I got friends from all sides of it. But when we're together, you know what I mean? Like, online, you would judge that person. You would fucking go, what a moron, what an idiot. But when I'm around this person, he's funny, he's warm, he's kind, he's intelligent, believe it or not, right? And I love hanging out with. So these, I've got two friends on either side of the spectrum, and I think that I'm arguing with people that are probably like that. But when it comes to hiding behind the keyboard or politics, it's just bullshit. And I think, and I also blame social media for the fall of everything and allowing it to happen. So I'm off. I think I'm off. I might go on to TikTok because my algorithm is set up kind of nice where I get informed about what's going on. And only my troll account, by the way, my comedy account, my real Mick Thomas comedy one is just comics. Once in a while, a girl with breasts will come in and dance. I don't know how the fuck she got there on my algorithm. But over on my troll account, it's like I do get stuff that is kind of informative. So I think, I'll just stay on the troll account. I go on TikTok, I'll go on and just get a little bit of news, bit of information. But as it comes to X and Facebook, especially, Facebook's a dumpster fire. Instagram, my Instagram actually has changed slightly on that one. There's a lot of stuff on there I get a lot of Bible verses and stuff, which I like to read. But that's it, man. Stay off. I think you should do it. You should stay off it for a while. It's awful. It's just shit. But anyway, that's the episode. Come see me live. I'm all over the place. I'm going to have a website coming up in a few weeks, by the way. I've been working that out, and I'm building a new studio down here. It might look the same as this, but it'll be different angles, and it'll be bigger and be more cameras. And I got a new desk where I can push this back, and you can watch me as I have a full desk of notes, so it looks like I'm a journalist. But I'm working on it. I'm fixing it. I'm making it over there. So that'll be a few weeks. I got stuff in the works, right? So we'll have a good year together. We'll have a good year. It's my first episode of the year, I think. No, it's the second, you fucking idiot. But it's up and running. Anyway, thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing, and watching. Do share it, will you? Pass it on. Throw in a comment there every once in a while. This was terrible. Oh, I like that. I didn't like this. You're a hack. I'm never following you again because of that Debra Copperfield joke. And you'd be right to. You would be right to. I would give you a parting gift. I would say, I'm sorry. Off you go. You deserve it. I deserve to not have any followers after that awful, awful joke. Anyway, as always, wash your hands, you dirty fuckers. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.